Today, plastic are everywhere. All of this plastic originate from one small object that isn't very made of plastic. For centuries, billiard balls were made of ivory from elephant tusks. But when extensive hunting caused elephant populations to decline in 19th century, billiard balls makers began to look for alternatives, offering huge reward. So in 1863, an American named John Wesley Hirt took up the challenge. Over the next 5 years, he invented a new material called celluloid, made from cellulose, a compound found in wood and straw. He had soon discovered celluloid couldn't solve the billiard ball problem. The material wasn't heavy enough and didn't bounce quite right, but it could be tied and patterned to mimic more expensive materials like coral, tortoise shells, amber, and mother of pearl. He had created that became known as the first plastic. The word plastic can be described any material made of polymers, which are just the large molecules consisting of the same repeating subunit. This includes all human-made plastics, as well as many of the materials found in living things. But in general, when people refer to plastic, they're referring to synthetic materials. The unifying features of these is that they start out soft and malleable and can be molded into particular shapes. Despite taking the prize as the first official plastic, colored was highly flammable, which made production risky, so inventors began to hunt for alternatives. In 1907, a chemist combined pennyl, a waste product of coal tar, and formaldehyde, creating a hardly new polymer called bakelite. Bakelite was much less flammable than colloid, and the raw materials used to make it were more readily available. Bakelite was only the beginning. In 1920s, researchers find commercially developed polycyanide, a spongy plastic used in insulation. Soon after came polyvinyl chloride or ivine, which was flexible yet hardy. Aurelix created transparent, shatterproof panels that mimicked glasses. And in 1930s, nylon took center stage, a polymer designed to mimic silk, but with many times its stretch. Starting in 1933, polyene became one of the most versatile plastics. Still used today to make everything from grocery bags to shampoo bottles to bulletproof vests. New manufacturing technologies accompanied this explosion of materials. The invention of a technique called injection molding made it possible to insert melt plastics into molds of any shape, where they would rapidly harden. This created possibility for products in new varieties and shapes, and a way to impressively or rapidly produce plastics at scale. Scientists hoped these economical new materials would make items that once had been unfamiliar accessible to more people. Instead, plastics were pushed into service in World War II. During the war, plastic productions in the United States quadrupled. Soldiers wore new plastic helmet liners and water-resistant vinyl raincoats. Pilots sat in cockpits made of plexiglass or shatterproof plastic, and released a particulate made of recently linen. Afterward, plastic manufacturing companies that had sprung up during wartime turned their attention to consumer products. Plastic began to replace other materials like wood, glass, and fabric in furniture, clothing, shoes, televisions, and radio. Versatilely, plastic opened up possibilities for packaging again, mainly designed to keep food and other products fresh for longer. Suddenly, there was plastic garbage bag, stretchy plastic wrap, squeeze-up plastic bottle, takeaway cartons, and plastic containers for fruit, vegetables, and meat. Within just a few decades, this multifaceted material ushered in what became known as the plastic century. While the plastic century brought the convenience and cost effectiveness, it also created startling environmental problems. Many plastics are made of non-renewable resources, and plastic packaging was designed to be a single use. But some plastics take centuries to decompose, creating a huge buildup of waste. This century will have to concentrate our innovation on addressing those problems by reducing plastic use, developing biodegradable plastics, and finding a new ways to cycle extinct plastic.